What is good, guys and gals, and welcome to the Films and Pixels podcast, episode 13. I'm your host, Afif, and before I go any further, I just want to wish everyone, all my Muslim brothers and sisters and friends and family members, everyone around the world, the Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. Inshallah, this fasting year is a satisfying one, and you prevail very well towards the end. Wishing all Muslims the best. And now for this episode's topics, got plenty actually. I do want to talk about this year's Oscars 2022 ceremony, and especially that viral moment, where that will go. Plus some award winners that I think are being overlooked, especially with the milestones and achievements. Sony and their PlayStation blog post announcing PlayStation Plus tiers. I'll be breaking down that announcement and what everyone will get in 3 different tiers. The Activision Blizzard lawsuit settlement. Bruce Willis retiring from acting, but for a sad and unfortunate reason. Plus now finally update release date for Disney Plus and the Middle East North African region. Yeah, so there's finally some clarity on when we're gonna get Disney Plus around the Middle East. Before I go any further, please, if you haven't done so before, like and follow the social media pages, subscribe to the channel. I encourage anyone and everyone to type anything in the comment section, and engagement is always welcome. So any kind of engagement will help this independent channel to grow. So yeah, feel free. And yeah, without further ado, let's get going for episode 13. Alright, guys and gals, for the first topic of today's episode, I do want to summarize and go over the 94th Academy Award ceremony. Now, of course, all the nominees who won their awards in so many categories, whether it's Best Director, Best Screenplay, Writer, Best International Feature Film, they all got what they deserved. They rightfully won. Now, of course, it was another celebrated ceremony for all the right reasons, but yeah, you can see where this is going. It got overshadowed by a very serious and controversial moment when Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock right in the face. Chris Rock earlier in the show was hosting one of the awards with jokes and all that. He made a joke about Jada Pinkett-Smith and her bald head, and he didn't know, and really not many people knew at the time, that she was suffering a disease that I will go over. Slapped him in the face, walked back, and still in anger shouted and screamed at him in profanity, saying, and quote, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And he wasn't joking. Most people thought that, it was some kind of joke, sketch, or whatever. And then there was all kinds of shock. So many people were just in shock. There was outrage all over the world. Academy board members were clearly not happy and pleased. Producers were shocked. And so there's still much fallout from it, Now, and it's really unfortunate that something like this happened, because Will Smith went on to win the Oscar award for Best Actor for his role in King Richard. And yeah, that should be celebrated as well. I mean, it's great that this is his first Best Actor award out of so many movies throughout his long career. And he became very tearful, apologized to the Academy, all the nominees, and everyone. But that whole crazy controversy, the slap seen and heard around the world, totally took the attention all the way from everyone else, and really became the main story of the ceremony. And since then, there's been some divided opinion. Like, for example, Tiffany Haddish saying it was beautiful to see a black man defend his wife. And the others such as, Jim Carrey and Wanda Sykes, not very happy, very pleased with what's happened and what he done. So there's a lot of divided opinions. This is assault at the end of the day. Whether you like it or not, this is assault. Slapping someone in the face is not acceptable, but credit to Chris Rock, keeping himself composed, still being cool and calm, not wanting Will Smith to get kicked out or arrested, even when the producer for the Oscars, Will Packer, asked him like, "Hey, you're all right? You want him out?" He said, "No, no, 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 no. Oops, sorry. No, no, no. Don't kick him out. Don't arrest him. He doesn't want to press charges for a slap." So I get that. Like, as a comedian, he's gonna get hecklers. He's gotten hecklers. So credit to Chris Rock for really keeping himself composed. But a joke about someone with a woman having a ball disease it's not really like it's not a good look for him either. And clearly what happened between the three of them, I think, has hurt and maybe shattered their relationship for some time. So I don't know if the both of them, or even simply the three of them, will speak to each other anytime soon. Jada clearly was not happy or amused by Chris Rock's joke, and didn't seem at all shocked, outraged, or upset by the slap and the profanity language from Will Smith. So I guess like she seems to be more on her husband's side, and for understandable reason. Investigations are underway from the Academy of Motion Arts and Sciences. They're investigating the incident that could take a couple of weeks. Now, there are possible punishments. He could simply be expelled for a year or two, maybe suspended from attending another ceremony, possibly being ineligible for another Oscar nomination in the near future, whether it's next year and beyond. Or even worse, he may simply have his Oscar taken away, although that's less likely. Chances are they're slim to none from his Oscar for Best Actor being taken away from him, or being written off the records. This is like, at least according to Whoopi Goldberg. Of course, many people have seen Whoopi Goldberg appearing on The View as one of the co-hosts. She's also one of the board governor members of the Academy. And also that includes Laura Dern. So you'll find the website seeing a whole list of names you may know or may not know. But she was clear that no one is okay with this at all. A lot of people were very upset. And a close source spoke to someone, I think it's on CNN, saying that there was like a virtual meeting between Academy board members that were very intense and heated regarding how maybe they should have handled the incident on TV. Should they have asked him to leave during commercial breaks? How can they deal with the situation going forward? What's the proper punishment? Like, it's just the fallout even till now still continues for everyone involved. So it's a situation that will not yet get resolved. And this is good. This right now, it's like it's hurting Will Smith's public image. Will he get fired, or at least will he not be able to film, produce any more projects? Probably. No, I think he'll still find work, But an agent was also saying, like, maybe for now stay away from his production company, Westbrook Studios. That's the same Westbrook Studios also financing the Bel Air show on Peacock. So, there might be more fallout to this, maybe some businesses, some sponsorships. How will this also affect his YouTube channel? Will Smith is very much an active vlogger on YouTube. He has 9 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. So will he lose more subscribers? Again, all of that remains to be seen. Now, he announced, first of all, on Instagram, he did announce, on Instagram, I should mention that he did make a public apology to Chris Rock and everyone involved. He was very sincere, saying that he should be a better person. He's a work in progress. So he feels bad that his Best Actor award for King Richard took away the appreciation for King Richard and the project and the whole movie itself. In fact, even the father of both Serena and Venus Williams condemned and was not very happy with his actions. The same thing for, another person who was not very happy and went against his actions. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, everyone knows him as an NBA legend for the Bucks and Lakers, and as of right now, the leading NBA scorer of all time. He wrote a column with all kinds of harsh words saying that it was excusable and perpetuates stereotypes for black men, African Americans. So I get how even racism may have played a role in this. But yeah, earlier today, like he announced his resignation from the Academy. What this means is that he'll no longer be eligible to vote for other nominees, can't participate in public events from the Academy, and, he's not likely to be a candidate for any more awards. So he kind of took himself sort of like out of the club for the Academy, whether it's going to any sort of, more Oscar ceremonies, more after parties, anything else related to that whole organization. So it is unfortunate. Now, what will this mean? This whole fallout, will does his image now be damaged in the eyes of the organization head of the Emmys, BAFTA, SAG, all those awards, Golden Globes as well? That remains to be seen. So this whole situation is not over. Despite what happened, he did become the 5th black actor to win an Oscar award for Best Actor alongside Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, and Forrest Whitaker. And you know what? That should be celebrated. We should all think of like how amazing this is for really a major megastar, a superstar actor like him, having his name alongside other legends as for black actors winning the Best Actor award. But instead, we're now talking about this whole slapping incident that's now has seen memes. It's become a joke. It's it's making light of a situation. It sort of reminded me, like, just the other day I was watching a YouTube TV interview on GMB, Good Morning Britain, with a British police officer and someone who like studies role models. And it's not, and as she said, first the police officer, he said, yes, full on assault, slapping in the face, especially in public, full on assault. It could have gotten him arrested and charged, but Chris Rock did not want any of that. And yes, for a role model, it sort of damages how now, kids today may perceive it as an acceptable action to slap someone in the face. And that's not a good look on him, especially. So yeah, right now, like, and it is unfortunate as well. Like, this is someone whose character, public image has always been very good, very clean, very likable, fun loving guy, likes to be a comedian, even though we've seen him in plenty of action drama films. So this does suck that it happened. Now, before going forward, I mean, Coda as well, like, became, Coda the first movie from a streaming service, Apple TV Plus, to get Best Picture award, and also got Best Adapted Screenplay. Also, Troy Kutzer, who starred in the film, won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. And why this is significant, I will mention later, as well as Dune getting 10 nominations, winning 6 Oscars. Dune won Oscars for Best Sound, Best Original Score, Best Film Editing, Best Production Design, Best Visual Effects, and Best Cinematography. Also, The Eyes of Tammy Faye got 2 Oscars as well. Best Actress awarded to Jessica Chastain in the film, and second is Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Now, what alopecia basically is, it's an autoimmune disorder that causes your hair to come out, often in clumps the size and shape of a quarter. The amount of hair loss is different in everyone. Some people lose it only in a few spots, others lose it a lot. Sometimes hair grows back but falls out again later. In other words, hair grows back for good. So basically, like, what Jada Pinkett-Smith is suffering through is constant hair loss in different spots of her head. But clearly at the moment, it's completely gone, and Chris Rock made a joke out of an illness that no one really knew until now. So yeah, I mean, this whole saga is not over. Whether some actors who friends with both, having divided opinions, siding with one or the other, like Adam Sandler siding with Chris Rock, let me tell you, this unnecessary incident is not going to go away, and there's still plenty of noise to be made. In fact, Will Packer had his first live TV interview since the whole thing, so what he said is actually kind of interesting. But yeah, without further ado, I mean, I'm going to stop there, and I want to talk about the other award winners that won throughout the Oscar ceremony. All right, so while I've discussed more than enough on my thoughts and feelings throughout for the Will Smith controversy slapping Chris Rock, it's important that I want to, you know, highlight the award winners from the Oscar ceremony because there's some people that made significant milestones and really are not they're not just noteworthy, they seriously deserve some attention. I want to start with Hans Zimmer. Of course, a lot of people throughout the filmmaking industry, they know Hans Zimmer, a big name like John Williams, as a great composer. Now, finally, he won his second Academy Award of his career uh, for his best composer for Dune. This is his second award since The Lion King, and that movie was released in '94, but Zimmer won the award in '95. So this is significant as a best original score winner for The Lion King and now for Dune. And really, Dune throughout this ceremony was very successful. Of all the movies that really won a lot of categories, it got 6 categories. Coda 3, I want to mention Coda as well in a moment. But this one, to me, is significant. It is Ahmed. Uh, he won the award for Best Live Action Short Film winner. And he's the first Muslim to win in that category as well. His co-winner for the in the same award for the movie, The Long Goodbye, also with Anil Karla as well. But for Riz Ahmed, this is actually pretty significant, for starring other films like The Sound of Metal, Nightcrawler. He was actually in Venom, some other movies as well, but he's actually a really, really good actor. Like he's someone that, you should seriously watch and keep your eyes on. So he really has some good movies, and I'm sure there's going to be more going forward. Jessica Campion. This is a very significant one. Jessica Campion won the award as Best Director. Now, this now makes her the third woman to win that award, and in the second consecutive year since Chloe Zhao. She now joins like an exclusive club as well. Also, Jessica Campion right now, the first woman to win the Academy Awards for both directing and screenwriting. For the movie in question is for The Power of Dog. The Power of Dog became the first film to win Best Director with no other award since The Graduate in 1968. So that's pretty big. The other third woman, winning the Oscar for Best Director is also Catherine Bigelow for her work on The Hurt Locker. So for those 3 women winning Best Director awards, that's pretty significant. Coda made significant history as well. It's not just winning Best Picture, from a movie that was released via a streaming service on Apple TV Plus, but for Troy Kutzer, he's the first deaf actor to win Best Supporting Actor in the Oscars. He's earned the same awards in the SAG Awards and BAFTA Awards in the same category. So for deaf actors, this is like major and significant. I want to give a shout out for Questlove as well. Now, everyone knows Questlove as a drummer, as one of the members of the Roots hip hop band. One of the best hip hop groups to me. He's already won 5 Grammys throughout his career and now has an Oscar for Best Documentary Feature for his directorial debut, Summer of Soul. So how about that? A great rapper, a great drummer, a legendary hip hop group from the Roots wins he wins an Oscar for Best Documentary Feature while directing Summer of Soul. Also, Anna DeBose finally gets his first Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress in West Side Story. So that's very significant as well. That movie did get Best Picture nomination, but it didn't win. Even more so for right now, 2 NBA legends, one retired, one still playing, Shaq and Steph Curry. They won Oscar Academy Award for Best Short Documentary Subject in The Queen of Basketball. Now, the director, Ben Proudfoot, was there. He was the director and he accepted the award. So For Shaq and Steph Curry, I mean, they're the first NBA players, NBA legends since the late Kobe Bryant to win an Oscar. So they won the Academy Award for Best Short Subject Documentary in The Queen of Basketball. It was basically a film about Louisa Harris, who was the first woman to be drafted by an NBA team, the New Orleans Jazz, in the 1970s. But it's not, she didn't play, and it's not just, it has nothing to do with her being a woman. She was actually pregnant after she was drafted. And in January, she all of a sudden passed away, which is unfortunate. But to move forward, I want to highlight Drive My Car. It did get, that movie did get nominated for Best Picture, it's the first Japanese movie to be nominated in that category. And it didn't win Best Picture, but it did get Best International Feature. So it did win Best Foreign Film, in other words, if you want to say it that way. And yeah, even Zack Snyder, in a way, came away with as a winner. I think there are like 2 new Oscar categories. The Academy kind of cooperated with Twitter on like fan favorite films and Oscars for Best Cheer Moment. So fan favorite movie was a Zack Snyder film, Army of the Dead. So it won that poll. And also Oscars Best Cheer Moment for The Flash Enters the Speed Force in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So yeah, this was just, like a category, but like for Twitter, it didn't need like a little trophy or anything like that. But yeah, like all these categories, all these names, I just wanted to highlight like some significant winners. And I was very impressed with what Dune came away with. I mean, of all the categories, Dune won 6 awards, like I said before, so that's very significant. And finally, Hans Zimmer, his second Oscar since The Lion King, for that same movie, Dune. So this is very significant for someone who's had a career of 150 composer credits. That's amazing. And yeah, this is big for Jessica Campion, Best Director for The Power of Dog, the third woman to win Best Director award. So that, again, that's amazing. It's the same thing for everyone else that won the Oscars in so many categories, making significant achievements and milestones. So this is really huge. I'm looking forward to seeing what more milestones, what more amazing achievements will be recognized from here on out going forward. All right, guys and gals, there's an important topic, some sort of sad, unfortunate news I do want to bring into light because, this is important to mention. The family of Bruce Willis have announced on Instagram that the actor will now retire from acting because he has a new diagnosis called aphasia. Now, what this is, aphasia is a language disorder caused by damage in a specific area of the brain that controls language expression and comprehension. Aphasia leaves a person unable to communicate effectively with others. Many people have aphasia as a result of a stroke. It also impacts how they understand written words and their ability to read and to write. Now, there are still some of Bruce Willis films, I think currently in production or post-production, and not yet distributed, whether in theaters or through streaming in the near future. But from here on out going forward, he will retire from acting, and this is kind of sad and unfortunate, for someone who has been very active, especially in recent years. I remember the last film I saw him star in, I remember it was with James McAvoy and Samuel L. Jackson in Glass. Also with Sarah Paulson as well. That was a 2019 film, also directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And I thought that movie in general was kind of interesting, but after that movie, I don't remember what else he has starred in. But yeah, everyone knows him for starring in some significant films, whether it's in The Sixth Sense or Die Hard or Red. The Expendables. Like, he has a long list of film acting credits as well. And I'm not sure how or why, but at least in my opinion, just this is just my thoughts. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming it has to do with for him in a lot of moments being in so many action heavy seats that it takes a toll on him physically and mentally after so many decades, like since maybe 70s or 80s, if I'm right. So I can sort of understand that. He's great in action films, but it takes a, but after so much physical toll, so much stress, being exhausted and tired from acting and working on those films, and it's understandable that someone kind of gets exhausted from those kind of films. So maybe that's a result of it. I don't know if he's had some kind of accident before or if he's had a stroke previously, but a stroke may be a result of this sort of disease. But I get it if like so much physicality from action films is a result of it. Although for stars like him, it's always required to have like a stunt double with choreographed action scenes, punching and the kicking and all that stuff. But yeah, I just hope that like going forward, he is well, retires at ease, and gets the medical care. I'm sure him and his family can afford it. Not to say that I can't, but just hoping and wishing for the best medical care. But it is unfortunate something like this happen. It's kind of sad too, but at least people like Haley Joel Osment and even Sylvester Stallone posted public tributes to him online. Just thinking of him, thanking him for his great acting career. But I mean, I think from now on, he will be well. But yeah, after any new films, whatever recent films get distributed and released, it seems like he's going to be done from there. All right, guys and gals, after years of patiently waiting, a source close to Esquire magazine, I think, revealed information regarding Disney Plus finally being available and going to launch across the Middle East, North African region on June 8th. The streaming platform will launch in 42 countries and 11 new territories, including 16 countries across the MENA region. Now, that list for Middle East countries that will launch Disney Plus will include Lebanon, Algeria, Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. So those countries will natively get Disney Plus service, full access to the service itself, and not via the OSN streaming service, whether it's Marvel content, Star Wars, Discovery, original Disney Plus films and series, classic films, all that, everything Disney should come on the native Disney Plus streaming app. Previously, in the past, it used to be available via the OSN streaming service from a partnership, so it may end soon. By now, everyone is aware that OSN by itself was rebranded and renamed to OSN Plus, so that itself is a good thing. There's also good news that it's going to be launching across Europe in countries like Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Estonia, Greece, Hungary, Liechtenstein, and Lithuania, and also more countries as well across Europe. And the service has launched like November 2019, so it's almost like 2.5 years, almost 3 years. So it's a good thing. Like, it's about time that more territories, more regions, especially more countries are going to get Disney Plus, and this is a popular choice for families to have something that's more family friendly and something appealing for the kids, unlike something that's on HBO Max, on Amazon, Hulu as well, Netflix as well. There is family friendly children's stuff, but not the same sort of appeal as Disney as well. So this is definitely a good thing, and no doubt potential customers will be pleased, especially hardcore Disney fans, with the effort the company is making, bringing Disney Plus to the to those territories, and kind of separating itself away from OSN. So this is a much needed partnership, I think, that needed to be separated and just end peacefully as well. But yeah, I that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter, because I do think it's just about time, and for Disney Plus, especially in those major countries, like even like UAE, for example, for everyone to just finally fully experience it as it is. For years now, we have seen the incredible value of what Xbox Game Pass has brought to gamers, whether it's on Xbox consoles like Xbox One, the new Xbox Series, and now throughout Windows 10. And I want to give praise and mention the same thing of the incredible value for the Nintendo Switch Online service. Of course, incredible price for Nintendo games, SNES, NES, and now with the Sega Genesis plus N64 and Switch expansion pack. So from those two, you're getting a lot at a great price. Now, Sony has an answer to both of them, and it's about time they did something like this. So, and instead of just all in one, they've broken down their service into 3 tiers called PlayStation Plus tiers: Essential, Extra, and Premium. So I'm going to be breaking them down one by one, starting with PlayStation Plus Essential. Now, the benefits everyone is already familiar with by now, the same as what we've known and seen for a long time. 2 monthly downloadable games, plus a third if you're on PS5. Exclusive discounts on the PSN store, cloud storage for saved games. I think it's like 100 gigabytes, if I'm correct. And as always, the online multiplayer access. So there are just no changes, but just going to be separated into a different tier called PS Plus Essential tier. Okay, and yeah, the pricing, still pretty good, kind of familiar, similar to what we've seen, $10 monthly, $25 quarterly, $60 yearly. And of course, there are prices for other currencies as well. According to the PlayStation blog provided by Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan also gave an interesting quote. I will share that also. A second tier called PlayStation Plus Extra. The benefits also provides the same benefits seen from the Essential tier. So that's included. Also, an additional catalog of up to 400 games that are mostly well known and enjoyed on both PS4 and PS5. Even their blockbuster hits from Sony's in-house PlayStation studios and third-party partners. Now, I'll mention when that's going to launch, but in terms of the games that will launch at the PS Plus Extra, it's going to include games like Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal. So those are just some of the games, and there's going to be more as time goes on. So this is very good. And it is going to be a rotating library of games similar to what we've seen with Game Pass. So that tier will rotate over time. And games in the extra tier are downloadable for play. So that's good. In terms of pricing, also available $15 monthly, $40 quarterly, and $100 yearly. Now for the third and final tier called PlayStation Plus Premium. The benefits also include what has been known in the Essential and Extra tiers, but now there's going to be an additional 340 games, and does include PS3 games that are going to be available via cloud streaming, kind of similar to what PlayStation Now and different territories across the world, and a catalog of beloved classic games in both streaming and also, available to download as well from the original PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and even PSP. Premium offers cloud streaming access for those games, PS1, PS2, PSP, and even PS4. Games that are also offered in the extra and premium tiers for those markets. Now, for some countries, some regions around the world, PlayStation Now is still not available. But I'll mention an alternative. So there's good news on that in terms of pricing. Oh, just one more thing before pricing. There's like free time trial limits if you want to try it before you decide to buy those old classic games in the premium section. In terms of the pricing, it's $18 monthly, $50 quarterly, and then $120 per yearly. And yes, there's also pricing for different currencies as well. Now that fourth premium, called PlayStation Plus Deluxe, but it's only for select markets. Now it's markets without the cloud streaming of PS Now, but it's going to be offered at a lower price compared to premium, so that's good. It's going to have a catalog of well-known, beloved PS1, PS2, PSP games to stream and play, also even to download. And yeah, the benefits include what's been seen and available from the information from essential and extra tiers. Not yet known how much, but that's gonna that will be revealed sometime soon. And I'm glad like Sony did something like this. It's an evolution of the PlayStation Plus online service. For me personally, I wasn't so much like, I didn't see or feel like incentivized to like subscribe to PlayStation Plus. It's not like I don't like it or anything. I know I could get free games, but it's not like I'm always online often. It's not like I'm so much into the online multiplayer of those games. I'm mostly like into the single player aspects, Even like I'm more into the offline single player stories, and I'm fine with other genres, whether it's the fighting, sports, racing, shooting as well. I'm cool with them, It's just I just enjoy some interesting single player stories, whether they're in linear, open world, first person, it's all cool with me, And this is probably the best answer Sony has right now to Xbox Game Pass. The PlayStation Plus tiers are going to be available early June, so that's also good news. But yeah, I mean, whether for the tiers per month, $9, actually $10, $15, $18 for 3 different tiers. For now, I don't think it can beat the popularity of what's seen on Xbox Game Pass. On both console and PC, it's $10. And then Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is for $15. That's still incredible value for a rotating list of games from older Xbox 360 gaming generations as well, And while the perks of having PS Plus tiers gets you monthly downloadable games, and you're still having online multiplayer for Game Pass, it's Live Gold, xCloud. There's a chart I found courtesy of IGN that provides good information. Switch Online, amazing value at $4. And then like $20 per year. And the reason why there's also a $50 price tag is Switch Online plus the expansion pack, I think for like older games. I don't fully know or understand the whole expansion pack thing. While the perks for the Switch Online, like, the DLC for the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe courses that Nintendo announced, I think in February, from a direct of like new courses that have not racing tracks not yet seen, and also Animal Crossing New Horizons. So it's good as well that Nintendo, they're very serious about preserving the older games, and they hate emulation. They'll go after anyone with emulation for PC. So they still have NES and SNES games. Now the new N64, in terms of N64 emulation on the Switch, some people haven't been happy with how the emulation has worked, but I'm sure they'll figure that out. Even more interesting, Sega Genesis games are now a part of the Switch Online subscription. That's an interesting addition in terms of access for older games. But yeah, before I forget, Xbox Game Pass still has EA Play, which is Electronic Arts selection of EA games for downloading or cloud streaming. That's also part of the Game Pass service. Okay, so they all have exclusive discounts. There is game trials and there is cloud saves, but the Xbox side of things, it doesn't require a subscription in itself. So it's good that now they're making an effort, Sony, to finally give access of prior games from different generations that really have built up the brand up to what it is today and very much loved. There's still games from prior generations that are not even in HD that so many people still love, you know? And also, I want to mention that something that what's important from Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan had an interview with GameIndustry.biz, and he said that one of the reasons why new exclusive games are not going to be offered part of their PS Plus tiers is because they don't want to downgrade the value of those games as day one access availability. And they didn't want to hurt the value of those games and dismay the customers, giving them a bad message as well. It's different from Microsoft, what they're doing with Xbox Game Pass, making their exclusive games day one on the subscription service. So Sony doesn't want to do that so that it doesn't hurt the value of their new games that's going to be upcoming from here on out. And you know what? I'm just glad that, you know, it's like I said, it's about time Sony has done something. Whether you like it or not, is it better than Game Pass? Well, Game Pass is more popular, and the Switch just even has incredible value online. So that does remain to be seen. I do think this is a good idea. It gives more options as well for different tiers: essential, extra, and premium. Oh yeah, the funny thing is, after that blog announcement, the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account actually responded by saying, "We love options. Play brand new games on day one, blockbusters and indies, Xbox Game Studios, EA Play, and more." So I don't know if it was meant like to take a shot at Sony, but I think like the timing of the announcement was funny. So like, hey, you know, we love options too, you know. But yeah, I'm just glad that it's about time that Sony will do something. I was waiting for them. Rumors said that there was something called Project Spartacus or something. But yeah, like to break them down into tiers, I think will work for them. The ongoing Activision sexual harassment lawsuit is still happening, and you know, there's now new developments regarding the situation. News broke that a judge has just approved Activision Blizzard's $18 million settlement with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC to shorten it. Now, the two organizations had announced the settlement in September, but it's now being signed after California state regulators had tried to intervene. So yeah, the company's legal woes are clearly not over. And this is the same company that Microsoft purchased to have as part of their Xbox gaming studios as well. So the timing couldn't be more awkward. At least the FTC will take a look, see the whole legal proceedings, you know, review the acquisition before they can approve it. Although it's more than likely going to be fine. So they'll join Microsoft. You know, they're still going to, you know, Activision, they're still facing lawsuits from additional former employees, including like the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, and shareholders accusing the company of widespread sex discrimination. Yeah, that's pretty much insane. You know, they've been under intense scrutiny since California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed a harassment lawsuit in July alleging that the company fostered a culture of constant sexual harassment. You know, as part of the consent decree, Activision Blizzard will establish an $18 million settlement fund which will be used to compensate victims of harassment and discrimination. So for employees that have worked at the company between September 1st, 2016 and Tuesday, March 29th of this year can submit a claim for sexual harassment, pregnancy discrimination, or related retaliation. In addition, Activision Blizzard will require all supervisory employees to attend trainings on harassment and discrimination, and they will expand on mental health resources available to employees. So the whole decree was approved by Judge Dale S. Fisher, I think sometime on Tuesday, and will remain in effect for 3 years. At the time, California, to shorten it, DFEH will also had a lawsuit against the company issuing a formal objection to the settlement. So it seems like not everyone is okay with this settlement, knowing that it could cause irreparable harm to its own ongoing legal proceedings. However, at the same time, the federal court has allowed the settlement to go through, and there are some conditions that need to be met as part of the settlement that are not monetary. So what all of this means that I was just mentioning, the DFEH representing employees, helping them, regarding training, helping them with their mental health, dealing with any harassment issues, if there's any sexual assault, physical assault. Again, all this that's happening is so ugly that it's hard to believe. The fact that it happened under CEO Bobby Kotick's supervision is hard to understand and believe. But you know what? I'm just glad that sooner or later, this mess has to be over. This is such an embarrassment. I'm so embarrassed. If I were there, I'd be so embarrassed. If I were CEO, I would be ashamed. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck this entire fucked up bullshit. Seriously. It's just an embarrassment. But Phil Spencer, everyone else at Xbox needs to clean the fucking house that is Activision. And this is the same company that's now going to have IPs, whether it's Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, all of that. And it's going to hurt their sales. Critics are just probably I don't know if they probably going to care anymore. Because publishers give journalists review copies to publish online. And that way, whatever the reviews, it kind of gets aggregated scores on Metacritic. And it's just an embarrassment for them. It's just an embarrassing look. I'm just glad that if anything, this mess will be cleaned up. It needs to be cleaned up. And you know what? I hope I'm not the only one that wants Bobby Kotick removed. That guy has to go. It's embarrassing. It's just a shameful disgrace. The atrocity that's been happening at Activision Blizzard is a disgusting shame. And I wouldn't accept it. No one should accept that kind of bullshit. You know what? Phil Spencer, he agreed to buy the company for $68 million. He has to clean up house. It's that simple. Fix the mess that he wanted. Fix the mess. Clean up the house. Have new rules and changes. Fix this bullshit. Okay, guys and gals, episode 13 of the Films and Pixels podcast has now come to an end. If you have watched and listened to the very end, I want to thank you so very much. I appreciate the time you have given just to listen to me, watch and hear this episode and all that, just to listen to my thoughts and opinions on everything going on around the world in different forms of media and entertainment. So it means a lot. Give your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think of anything I said, what do you think of anything that's happened. All kinds of engagement is always welcome. Like to follow the pages, and please, please, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Oops. Freaked out for my pop filter. So again, just like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to get notified for more episodes, and it means a lot. Thank you.